We've used.
Can you import? Can you import something else, something new?
I can. Not right now. That's free.
Ow! Did it shock him again?
A lot, yeah. Apparently.
Good Lord, that is crazy.
We're just waiting on you.
Really? That's all we're waiting on?
Roll the music.
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you like it a lot?
There's your opener, Seth dancing right there.
We thought this was great music. Let's rethink
There's
that.
chimes in this now? What are the chimes? What is this? No, we're rolling. Go do the show.
I guess it goes along with what we want to do because we're now totally off the rails.
There we go. And there it is.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be here for the entire show, unfortunately. And we welcome you to our brand new show that we are calling Off the Rails because many times during our shows, we go completely off the rails and it's never put on the show. So
if we're intentionally being off the rails, does that mean we're on the rails?
No.
I'm trying to figure this out.
What rails are you talking about?
No,
that music was great.
I keep hearing the chimes. Yeah, it's just ding, ding, ding. Keep hearing. Do you want me to turn it back on?
Ding. No, that's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a lot.
If he is going to do that, then yes, turn it back on.
That is something I told someone recently about Bo, is that when he gets a sound or a noise that he likes,
oh my God.
it's on repeat.
It's over.
It's on repeat for literally a week and a half until he finally gets tired of it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get tired of that, unfortunately.
No, I am tired of it.
I hope to God he does.
Already.
You know, Seth and I picked
He's
that
tired
song
of it
out
right
together.
now, but when we do this again,
he's going to be
He'll do it next week.
It's going to be that song that
He'll do it
stays in
next
your
week.
head. You know,
But we did pick that out together, and I guess we didn't listen long enough.
We listened for about
20 seconds, yeah. About 20 seconds.
Yeah, that's a good one. But, it was a good one. We might change it.
That might not be.
Yeah.
Oh,
That might not be it.
I
It was
kinda
good.
like
it was really good until the chimes.
No,
it was
actually,
good
the
until
chimes was the best part.
It was really good, Walker. Kind of like when Bass kicked that field goal for a second.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll
And
tell
we're
you
getting
this.
right into it.
Sitting in a Buffalo Wild Wings up here in Virginia, it's a big Buffalo town. If you didn't know that,
Why?
like there's a bunch of Buffalo Bills
Why?
fans
Because
here.
they're close to Washington.
Unbelievably, I would think that there are more Commanders fans here in Norfolk, Virginia, than there are
Well,
Bills fans.
don't
but
say
I'm
Commanders.
completely wrong in that thought.
As a former Redskins fan, say Redskins. It's not the Commanders.
Yeah,
That
there
is
it
not
is.
the same team. Not the same team.
I'm being,
hold on, time
I'm being
out, time
current
out.
It's
with
the
the
Redskins.
Time
naming
out.
of the
Time
team.
out.
Yes.
Time out.
Do you have one?
You just said you were a former.
Yes.
Does that mean that you're a Commanders fan now?
No, absolutely not.
You have
That's
the
why
jacket, though.
I have a Redskins jacket, and I will wear that proudly. But I will not put anything on called Commanders.
Anyway,
so it's kind of interesting you were at Buffalo Wild Wings
For a
watching the
Buffalo
Bills game.
for sure.
For the Buffalo
and
watch party.
when Bass missed that field goal, which looks a lot. When you watch that on replay, just picture me swinging a driver on the first tee.
Uh-huh.
Because
So
that's
me
exactly
every-
what my golf ball does.
That's me every
Dead
team.
silence. You could hear a pin drop in that restaurant.
I'm sure.
Well, they're so used to
Yeah, I saw that coming.
right?
We were watching that game, Walker, and I said, look at the wind. He's fixing to push this to the right. I could just tell it was coming, and there you go.
He
You know-
didn't push it to the right. He kicked it at the left
Yeah.
upright, and it still went
Yeah,
right.
still
I'm
was
just
right.
saying it. I knew that was going to happen.
There was no push in that, but the
wind
I was
pushed it
pulling
to
for
the
the
right.
Bills. Like I wanted to see Kansas City go down.
I can't take Kansas
And
City anymore.
The main reason that I wanted to see Kansas City go down is because I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift all over the TV.
I was going to ask you. should
So
we
this is
vote
no
on it
longer about
before you tell-
football. This is, you've given them what they want. This is now about Taylor Swift.
That's right. It's
Yo.
been about Taylor Swift.
I can't
Shift.
Shift.
Taylor Shift.
Whatever.
I can't take it anymore.
Look, I have a daughter. I have two daughters that are Taylor Swift fans.
Are they Swifties? Is that what they call it?
Sophie's a big time Swiftie. She has a T-shirt she got from somewhere that says Taylor's boyfriend, and it's got
what?
87.
What? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they started doing
Yeah.
those
Well, you
jerseys
talk about
where
going
instead
off
of,
the rails.
instead of his
That went off
name,
that went off the rails right there.
Totally off the rails, guys. And then
Your daughter
there's
has a
this site
T-shirt
called
that
Temu or Timu, ever how you say it. Have you heard of it?
says, no.
So basically what it does is you go to the app and it gives you a coupon and
what was that?
What was that?
coupon.
We're going to
And-
come back to that. Continue, and then I'll send us off the rails again.
What was that?
And coupon. Yeah, coupon. And basically what happens is you log into it, it gives you a spin, and it every time hits on $100 coupon. And
One more time again.
coupon. And
One more time again.
coupon. Oh, that was you playing me back.
Yep.
So anyway,
Ooh, this is gonna be a good trick.
yeah, it's gonna be a great trick.
This is gonna be a great trick.
Anyway,
Hey,
You got to cut that out.
it's the yeah. Anyway,
what was that?
so
Fix it.
She gets a box full of Taylor stuff, and it's all these pictures and stuff she hangs on. She hung them all on her wall in her room. So she had a Taylor Swift Christmas tree in her room back there. Christmas.
But it's your house. Can't you put an end to this?
No, it's girls. You would know if you had some, Jeff. So, here we are, and the only reason that Sophie pulls for the Chiefs is because
God.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
So it has nothing to do with sports.
So
Is
are you,
anybody here just like a fan of Travis
going back to the coupon or whatever it is you said? Is that how everybody in this call says that word? Because I say coupon.
I say coupon.
Coupon.
I say
Coupon.
it making fun of how everybody says it differently. That's why I say coupon.
Okay.
I've never heard you say that word before, Bo. So I assume
I've heard it a
What
few
did you
times.
say?
He does it
I
every
don't
time.
use it a whole lot. Now, if I have a good coupon, I will use it. But
Do they even make those anymore?
Yeah, of
They
course
used to
do.
have the Sunday coupon.
Do you not
thing, did
shop
they?
at Belk? I mean, you can go to Belk and get like 50% off.
Macy's is a big one.
Coupon.
I don't go to Belk's or Macy's, so I
Well,
guess no.
Yeah,
What? What? Say it.
Anyway,
Say it. Say it.
yeah. So there's your couponing.
Coupon.
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 But
Coupon.
no, the answer to your question
Coupon.
though is anybody actually a Travis Kelce fan?
No.
Yeah,
He's a
I
good
think he's-
player.
I actually like his brother better than him.
Yeah, his brother
We're not-
retired.
okay.
I can relate
Also,
more to
Jason
Jason
Kelce was awesome.
I was about to say, to
in
be
Buffalo.
more specific, we're not talking necessarily as football players. We're talking about like as personalities.
Football players.
We're talking about like, does anybody a fan of him as a
No,
personality?
football. Football
Travis
players.
or
Did
Jason?
anybody
Travis.
see Jason
Both of them.
Kelce in Buffalo? I became a bigger fan of it.
Yeah. Did anybody see his daughter's like comment or his daughter's text?
Yes.
Quote. I think the quote was the quote. Dad's boobs are showing. Like I think that's what they. I think that's what his daughter said back.
Oh.
So you
Bo,
glad-
have you
I'm
had
glad
any?
I did
Have you
not
had
see
any
that.
similar experiences?
yes,
What, your boobs are
obviously.
showing?
Yes. So did you see the
Got 'em.
videos floating around with Jason Kelce out in the parking lot with Buffalo fans,
Yeah.
drinking beer out of a bowling ball and hanging out, and then he gets in the stadium, he's in the suite. I think that was the first time that he officially met Swift, whatever you want to call
He
it.
was on the Eagles,
Swift.
right? He was on the Eagles. Jason
Okay,
Kelce.
there is one
Yes, he was
universal
the
way to
center
say
for the
that. It is
Eagles.
Swift.
What?
Jeff just asked that question.
What question?
Jason Kelce was on the
Did you
Eagles.
record that part?
I mean, it is recorded.
You cover sports, right?
Right.
Okay.
I just, green is what I remember. I couldn't remember Jets or Eagles.
Yes, this
Okay,
table's
thank you.
green.
Right. Oh, God.
Maybe not on the screen right now, but it's green.
I was about to say way to peel back that curtain as you just touch your lovely wooden table. That's
Yes, it's
Everybody
beautiful
knows
definitely there.
Everybody knows that, whatever they see
Anyway.
here is not what they see here.
J.C. Kelce, yes, if I could relate to him.
Offensive lineman.
Beard,
Yeah.
Center.
beer,
Right.
center. Good dude.
Speaking of center guys.
Did you know he met his wife on Tinder, by the way?
I actually did know that.
I did not know that. And
I
don't
learned
really
that.
care.
I guess it was about a year ago. I think that they ESPN or Sports Illustrated or somebody ran a story and talking about the Kelseys and specifically Jason and how he met his wife, and that was interesting.
That is interesting.
I can say this: we're coming after your podcast.
Okay, let's not do that, man.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, let's
You know,
not.
You know
Listen,
they have the number one
I
rated
want to go
podcast
back to
in
the
country,
part
just saying.
about
Let's
the
not
position
do
of-
that.
I want to go back to the position of center. I'd say a couple of months ago, I was talking to Stuart Cunningham back during football season, Bo's old coach, and I was like, "How good was Bo?" He goes, "He was an above-average center." And I said, "Bo calls himself the fastest fat guy out there," and Coach Wink goes, "He can move a little bit." So that's the scouting report on Bo Wilson.
World's fastest fat boy back in 1997.
So interesting to know that the rest of the team must have been terrible around you.
You
were
no
good. The rest of the team was not good.
No, I wouldn't call it good.
You were not good.
I would call it playing football.
But he said you were above average.
We did. We played football. We lined up and we played.
He said you were
We lined
above
up
we
and they were
did.
the pigskin.
Yeah.
Look, he said you were above average. I would
Yep.
take that.
Okay. Look, I took it.
But you just said you weren't good.
I just
No,
took-
he said his team wasn't good.
No, and I said the team was not good around you and you were good.
I wouldn't even go there because we were 22 players. You know,
That was it.
that was it.
Y'all had no
So-
bench. No bench.
Nah, that was the way it was.
So what did you play on defense if you were the center on offense?
Nose guard.
Did you make a tackle?
Back to you.
Did you make a tackle?
I hated that position.
Why?
Double teams.
So you never touched a ball carrier. Is that what you're... Okay. This
Why?
one, again, it's off the rails.
Uh,
It doesn't
I don't
take...
know.
Once again, proof that once you find something you enjoy saying, that's your thing.
I can only imagine what it's going to be next.
Who knows?
I'm already scared.
All right, guys. Have you seen? Of course, you heard the news earlier this week that Uga 10
Yeah.
peacefully passed away at his home in Savannah, aka Q.
Yes.
Have you seen the latest tweet from Peter?
Oh, no. What did they say?
Well,
You've not seen it.
I have.
I haven't, but I'm about to pull it up.
Me too.
yeah.
So,
Let's see. What
so
do we
when
got?
you go and you read the tweet or X or post, whatever you call it, I want to share. this.
Everybody still
While we're
calls it
looking it up,
Twitter.
I want-
Peter's headquarters are actually here in Norfolk. Learned that recently too.
Okay,
Oh, here we go.
I want to read
Anyway,
this
continue.
to you. Here is the post on X, formerly known as Twitter. R.I.P. Uga broken heart emoji. We're hoping his passing reminds at University of Georgia just how irresponsible it is for them to be promoting unhealthy, breathing impaired, flat-faced breeds like English bulldogs.
I thought Peter was supposed to like animals.
He struggled to breathe every day of his entire life.
I thought they were supposed to like animals. Didn't they just fat shame a dog?
The University of Georgia promotes chronically suffering, breathing impaired breeds and the cruel dog breeding industry by using an English bulldog as its symbol. The school has subjected 11 dogs to the stress and danger of being used as its mascot. It must stop dooming dogs to live like this.
So
All right.
here's my question.
The immediate
To
problem
your
with
point,
that.
Jeff.
The immediate problem with that. Those dogs are amongst the most well taken care of and pampered animals
On the planet.
on the face of the planet.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And
He's
to
gotta-
Jeff's point, shouldn't Peter be liking animals? Are they calling for the extinction of English bulldogs?
It
Yep.
sounds like it. They fat shamed
Right.
them and all kind of other shame that
I
that
don't think
breed of
that's
dog.
fat shaming. I just think that's the breed of the
Call
dog.
him
They're
a
flat nose.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that's
he's
the,
making
it's the breed
fun
of the
of
dog.
how he
It's
looks.
flat.
It is
And
an
making-
English bulldog.
Not fat.
I
Flat.
thought
Yeah,
we were
it's an English
supposed to
bulldog.
just.
That's what an English
what an
bulldog
English
is.
bulldog
I thought we
is.
were supposed to just love things for as they are, and that's a cute dog. When you look at an English bulldog, it is a cute
Dude,
dog.
I would love to lay on a bag of ice at a Georgia game,
Yeah, I was
especially
gonna
in
say,
September. I mean, let's do it.
Hey, close the
Amen
door. He's
to
got
that.
air conditioning.
I mean, come on.
Who else in that stadium has air conditioning while they're watching the game?
I mean, the dog is treated
They are incredibly
better
protective.
than a lot of humans.
They are so incredibly protective of that dog. Have any of you guys ever been on the sidelines of UGA?
Yes.
So
No.
have they brought him out
Yes.
in front of you? What's
Yeah.
the first thing that anybody tells you the first time you do it? Don't touch that dog.
That's right.
Like that's anybody when they.
That's what happened to the Auburn guy.
Yeah, I've done. I've done
that
sidelines. I've shot on the sidelines of UGA, and
Yeah.
the first thing, my very first time there, the first thing that the trainer and multiple other photographers around me said, "Do not pet that dog. Do not pet
The
that
dog-
dog. Do not reach out to
Ugga.
that dog.
Uga has an air-conditioned doghouse.
And obviously, it's like I asked him. I'm like, is it because he's like slightly aggressive to people he doesn't know? Will he bite me? They said no. They'll escort you out immediately if you touch that dog.
Yeah, they just don't want anything to happen to it. Yeah.
But
they don't
you know,
want
PETA
anything to
has-
happen to that dog.
This is not the first time they've jumped on Uga. This is not the first time they've jumped on what's his name in Texas.
Bebo.
And what's the buffalo's name out in Colorado? Doesn't LSU have a live tiger somewhere?
They used
They
to.
do.
Do they still have the live tiger? I don't know that they
I believe
still
they
do.
still do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the Dolphins? Do they still have the live dolphin?
They used to. I don't know if they still do that.
They had a live
don't,
dolphin.
I don't
They
think they
did.
do
They
in
had
Hard
pools.
Rock
They had
Stadium.
dolphin and
You've been
pools
you've
way
been to
back.
Hard Rock Stadium.
I didn't see it there. So
That
I
seems
did look.
really difficult to maintain.
They used to way back.
Don't
then.
you remember
dolphin?
Ace Ventura
Yes.
Pet Detective?
Yep, I do.
Yeah.
What a movie.
Yeah, but who remembers the dolphin after the end of that movie? That's for sure.
What do you remember?
I'm trying to forget. Thank you very much.
What was her name? Lois? His name? Lois?
Something like that. The field goal kicker. It's always the field goal kicker. We're back
We
to
should
the field
divert
goal.
this.
Dan Marino
we
loved that
should
scene.
divert this conversation.
Hey, but you know this started
And that's
with a
what the
field goal
show
kicker.
Off the Rails is.
That's
We
right.
start somewhere. Eventually, we make it back.
And so we got back to the field goal kicker in Pet Detective. That's right. Same kind of thing. Missed a field goal, ruined his career.
What was his name? Ray?
Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel, that's it. Thank
Ray
you.
Finkel.
Ray Finkel.
Wait, wait for a movie. Wait to give him a last name that's just
Awful.
like you freaking you don't
I
want
love
to root
that
for this
movie.
guy. His last name's
Yeah.
Finkel.
Yeah,
Like
the funniest part of that is Jim Carrey hanging his head out the window of the car that's broken, driving. That still makes me laugh every time I think about that.
Anyway, so PETA jumping on Georgia, which, I figured that would happen when we saw the story come out, day before yesterday.
Well, of course you do.
Yeah.
That's the most disingenuous group of people that, I mean, that dog, they obviously don't pay attention
No.
because most humans would
Not
like
a
to
bit.
be treated that well. I know I'm not. I have to sit here with him.
That's right.
Yeah. I am not treated well.
We got into the conversation about bullying earlier in the day. That was interesting.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
really, really
Jeff
interesting.
told us about all the times he was bullied as a child.
Twice, and I got in 2 fights and it stopped.
Yeah. So Jeff took care of that,
I did.
which was good.
Well, of course.
Well done, Jeff.
Well done, Jeff.
Thank you.
Hey, can we give Jeff a round of applause?
I don't even know if I'm going to put this in the show.
No, you need to. Give Jeff a round of applause.
I'm on my standby waiting
Come
for
on.
you to say something funny.
Come on.
Do you have any idea
Come on.
where it is over there? He has hit every button.
And there it is, the button. Coupon.
Thank you, Walker. I appreciate that.
See, listen, when we set this up, I wanted you to put things on bank 3, and then this is all the way on bank 1. So I have to
Oh, my
navigate this
Hey,
thing.
I will say this. I am undefeated against bullies. I'm undefeated.
I put the 2 tunes that you wanted on bank 3.
My ask was that let's put everything on bank 3 that I need. And then you called for something that I didn't know you
I'm
called
gonna
for.
Seth. I side with you 99% of the time.
Let me guess, this
I'm
time
gonna
you're
side
not.
with Bo on this one because
Yeah.
this show is called Off the Rails. We don't know where the show's going.
We have no idea.
That's right.
It,
So you have
which
to be ready
speaks
for
even
anything.
further to how unprepared I am.
Well, and that's perfect.
You work your best unprepared.
That's not true.
I know, but I thought I was saying
That's false. That is a false statement. I like preparation. I like planning.
I would love to see Seth try to troubleshoot a problem. Because
Usually I usually can
your
because
face
most of the
starts to
problems
turn red, and I
most
can
of the
see the
problems are in
wheels.
post, and I start to think of like, how am I going to fix this?
Right.
The funny part about that whole PETA post, by the way, that I just saw is the meme that somebody put. If your breakfast could speak, would it sound like this? And it's sizzling bacon. That's so tasty.
My breakfast talks like that. Yes.
All right, so who the Falcons going to hire, guys?
I would like to say anybody but Bill Belichick, but knowing the Falcons, that's probably where they're headed. Although I do think they would have already hired him if they really wanted him. They could have just done that right out of the gate. Other
I
than
was
that,
about to say that same thing, Jeff. Like, it feels like that they're still waiting on somebody to become available for a head coaching interview.
and who would that be?
And I hope it's Todd Monken.
I thought he was already available.
You can't talk to
The
him
Ravens
until
are still
after next
playing.
week. As long as the Ravens are playing,
He's not available.
you have to wait till next Wednesday.
Okay, I had heard that he had already interviewed with somebody, but that's
He has
not
not
he has not
interviewed.
interviewed with anybody. Why Todd Monken? They've gone the route of no head coaching experience in the NFL.
See,
It's
I
sort of
think
kind
that-
of not worked
I think
out.
that I think Monken is an experienced guy in calling plays, and he has the tie to Georgia, so he's going to put fans in seats.
Well, Arthur Smith knew how to call plays,
But he wasn't from Georgia. He's not going to put fans in
so
seats.
you have to be from Georgia. That's the
I
criteria.
don't know if I did.
now.
I don't know if I agree with you on
Yeah.
has to put fans in the seats with Todd Monken because
I don't. Is he going to put fans in the seats?
if you look
I
at
think he drafts Georgia guys,
That I could see.
I would agree with that.
but is that
and that's how he gets fans in the
But
seats.
let's talk for a minute about Arthur Smith. So Arthur Smith was this high profile offensive coordinator.
right?
Falcons hire him. He gets 3 years. He's stubborn to the fact that he thinks he doesn't need a quarterback that can perform at the ultimate level, or at least a little below the ultimate level. He felt like as if he was a quarterback whisperer and could turn Ritter into something that I don't think he will ever be turned into.
No.
No, I don't see that either.
Then you have Todd Monken, on the other hand, who is a great offensive coordinator. In comparison to the two, do they have the head coaching gene in the NFL? I mean, does it translate to be a good head coach? I mean, I don't think Arthur Smith was a terrible head coach. I just felt like he was stubborn to the fact that he needed a quarterback.
It was a personnel issue with the Falcons, as it has been forever.
Heart.
More hearts.
It did the thumbs up.
I'm not even going to say it was
It
a
did a thumbs
personnel
up.
issue. I'm going to say it was a one position issue, which, yes, you can say personnel. But
Well-
I felt the Falcons had everything else surrounding this team to at least win 10 games and be in the playoffs.
So you mentioned the coordinator. Kyle Shanahan was a coordinator, never been a head coach. He goes on to San Francisco, and he's doing very well. I don't think I don't think you have to be a coordinator. I don't think I think you can be a coordinator and get places. I mean, Bill Belichick was a coordinator, and ended up winning 6 Super Bowls. But the thing about Belichick, because that was the original question, he's coached 29 years. He's had 20 winning seasons, but only 2 without Tom Brady, which means he's had 7 losing seasons out of 9 without Tom Brady as a quarterback. That right there is the reason you
Let's
should
face it,
not.
guys.
That's why you should not hire Belichick.
Let's face it, Belichick's going to be a Band-Aid hire.
He's 70-something years old.
Band-Aid
He's
hire.
not gonna
And
be
if
here
it
for a while.
happens, I said this on Caleb's show last Friday. If Belichick is hired, they're going to go after Kirk Cousins, who's coming off an Achilles injury,
Yeah, that's not
to
good.
just try to strengthen the Band-Aid to get to the Super Bowl. Is that really what we want as Falcons fans? Is that what the Falcons want in the long run? Or do you want to go after somebody like, I don't know, Matt Vrabel or Jim Harbaugh, or an up-and-coming coordinator that shows the ability to maybe be a good head coach in the league, and then go after Jaden Daniels?
Walker.
This is the game that I want to play now with everybody in the room. I'm going to go down the list of people that the Falcons have interviewed.
Okay.
Scale of 1 to 5. How likely or how much would you like them as your head coach?
5 being the best.
Sound like a fun game?
Sure. 5
I
being
think
the
it's a fun
best.
game. Let's start with Los Angeles Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris has completed 2 interviews
No,
with the Falcons.
Next.
one.
One -2.
Aaron Glenn, current job is the Detroit Lions defensive coordinator.
3. Bo's thinking, wow, the wheel's churning over there.
I'll go 2.
How about the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson?
4.
4.
Houston Texans offensive coordinator, Bobby Slowick.
1.
3, maybe.
It's not going to be Brian Callahan because he is expected to be named Tennessee Titans head coach. How about Baltimore Ravens assistant head coach and defensive line? Again, has not actually done a formal interview yet, just a phone call with Arthur Blank at this point because Ravens are still
Right.
playing. Anthony Weaver.
1.5.
I don't really know much about him. I'm going to have to say NA on that because I don't have enough information.
Buffalo Bills interim offensive coordinator Joe Brady.
I'll give him a
Now-
3.5.
I would say at least a 3. Of course, he has Josh Allen, so that's
We've talked
huge.
a lot about Bill Belichick. I'll skip that one. Mike Vrabel.
I'm going to give him a 4.5. I think he's a great coach.
I'm
I
3.5.
think he's like Dan Campbell at Detroit. I think he's a player's coach. I'm going 4.5 with him.
I'm going to go 3.5. I don't know that I'm as high on him. I would say he's probably in the top 3 that the Falcons are probably looking at. That's as much as I'll go with him.
Khaki pants.
Khaki pants.
Jim Harbaugh,
That's khaki pants.
khaki pants and the high hat and the glasses.
I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to say a 5. I like Harbaugh.
What is it he kept doing on postgame? His postgame was it bring it down.
Something
And it-
like that, yeah.
It was so incoherent
Look,
too in his postgame of the
That
national
guy has
championship. Just-
he has won
just terrible.
everywhere
interview.
he has been.
Terrible.
He's been successful in the NFL.
Terrible.
He just won a national championship. Harbaugh, to me, is
He's
the guy
going to
they
LA.
should- he's the guy they should
He's
get.
going to LA.
I'm going to say 5 on Harbaugh.
I'll give him a 5 too. I might even give him a 6 and go off the scale.
We already did with the -2.
So that's who you would want as your head coach, Bo, is Jim Harbaugh?
I would take Jim Harbaugh.
I would too. Over all those other
And now I'm
candidates.
going to throw out everything else that everybody says all the time, has said for the last, I don't know how many years he's been at Michigan. He's a cheater. That's what everybody says. He's a cheater. He's done the sign stealing. He's done all that crap up in Michigan. He's gotten caught for it. He's gotten busted for it. Could get caught again for it. You know, rumor has it Michigan's going to throw $11.5 million at him a year, which would make him the highest paid college football coach. But does he really want to deal with that crap again?
I don't think Michigan's going to do that. I almost kind of feel like Michigan wants to be done with him.
The question is, do you want Jim Harbaugh, who maybe has a little checkered past as far as maybe the way he handles things in college football, or do you want the Jim Harbaugh that was pretty good in the NFL?
I'm going to take. I will take Harbaugh and deal with the things that whatever comes with that.
And I'm going to throw this other little caveat out at you. The other funny part about Harbaugh, if he comes to the Falcons, is that he would be down here in SEC country. So
Yes.
I'm just saying.
That would be fun. That would be fun. But
would get to hear it all
Look,
the
it's
time.
all about results, and whether you like Harbaugh or not, you know, he wins. He
does.
wins at every
Yeah, he
level
does.
he's been at. So to me, I think he's the best candidate out there. I would have
I'm going
thrown.
to throw one more name out there.
Un
just
more.
because
Una más.
this is never going to happen, but I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts were because I had this discussion with somebody the other day.
Throw it out. I'll give you my thought.
What if Nick Saban wanted to coach again in the NFL?
No.
Okay. I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts
And here's
were.
why.
I don't think there's no chance he's going to. The man's going to retire and go live in Florida. He just bought a mansion down there.
Yeah.
$17.4
But what if?
million.
No, look, I think that has been floated out there, but coming in today was listening on 92.9. And if this is true, this is why he wouldn't do it. Even if
crap out.
yeah, it is because when he was at the Dolphins,
Who was this? Randy McMichael?
I don't know who said it. I don't know who said it.
Because Randy would know. He played for the Dolphins.
Okay, maybe it was, but he seemed very knowledgeable about the situation. That he left the Dolphins because Drew Brees, a future Hall of Fame quarterback at that time, was not cleared to play, and he knew you couldn't win in the NFL without a top-notch quarterback. So if the Falcons reach out to him, What does he have? Well, he doesn't even have an injured Drew Brees on the Falcons. He is not going to take
So
that
I
job.
think you're really dogging the Falcons way too much, Jeff, because, again, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
The
Falcons.
Falcons had a very good roster minus the quarterback. Again, I'm going to say it again to you, Jeff, because you may have watched one or two games.
I watched a bunch
The
of games
Falcons
this year.
had a very good roster to win at least 10 games and
With
to be
that
in the
schedule.
same exact position Tampa Bay was into the playoffs.
Look, I would agree. I think the roster is good. I think that
put a quarterback in that offense, and the Falcons are in the playoffs.
Okay, so the question was Nick Saban. That was what Walker threw to us. Nick Saban. They don't have any quarterback, really, and they don't have a number one pick.
They have the 8th pick in the draft.
And they're not going to get a good quarterback
the
at 8.
pick in the draft. Now, they could,
That
Walker,
goes to my
trade
next
up.
question. Like, do you go in free agency to a quarterback, or do you try and trade up to get a Drake May? I don't think you're going to get Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams. I think those two are.
You know,
one and two.
the rumor is Justin Fields and Chicago or could split. You know,
Nah, the rumor is
Kirk
it's-
Cousins is also
Kirk
in the rumor
Cousins.
mill for
He's,
Falcons.
he's got an Achilles injury. I would not
the
go
last
there.
proposal I saw was this was thrown out last night
Free agency.
that Fields that the Bears and the Broncos were doing some type of possible proposal.
And that's where he's
But now
going.
I look, guys, I'd take Justin Fields today.
I would too. I think Justin is definitely an upgrade at quarterback.
And here's why. One, it's an upgrade.
Kirk Cousins is an upgrade at quarterback.
but he-
too.
but
Let's
he's
not
got
just
an-
write him
No,
off.
no,
I
I'm
know
not
the
writing
Achilles
him
injury,
off
but
But
at
he's
all.
got an
Ritter.
Achilles injury.
Oh, he's yeah, like head and shoulders better than Ritter. Fields, you get a young quarterback that has NFL experience that is still in his rookie contract, I believe.
I think so.
No, free
Look,
agency this year.
and
So he'll be in free agency coming
he's
up after
mobile.
2024.
He's
right?
mobile,
Is that what you're
too.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the Bears pick up his option, I think he's in free agency now.
No, I think
I
he has.
don't think so.
I think he has 1 year
I
left.
think there's 1 year left.
and I think
Maybe.
that's been
Yeah.
the issue. I think with does he want to stay at the Bears, and do they want him, because they're almost in a rebuild mode again. And their question that I've been reading about the Bears is, do they rebuild with Fields or without? Because he has trade value. So, you know, I think that, you know, when Bo said that the Broncos may be looking at, he's got trade value. But the Falcons only have an 8 pick for the Bears, so they're not going. I mean, that's just, he's not coming here. He's not coming to the Falcons.
If the Bears go with Fields, let's run down this. If the Bears keep Fields, who do they pick at number 1 then?
The
'Cause
Bears.
You don't spend the pick on a quarterback if you say we're all in on Fields.
Isn't it the Bears that don't have a number 1 pick
Well,
for the next 3 years?
No, I think the Bears do have the different one. What is who's
They
picking
have it this
first?
year because they got it
yeah.
from the Panthers.
All right, so here's what could happen.
Okay.
So if Fields, they decide to keep Fields, then the Falcons need to try to go and say, look, how could we trade up?
Who do you have that you can use to trade up? And that's going to
Kyle
be
Pitts.
I was about to say send Pitts, but to freaking Chicago. I mean, the guy cannot block to save his
Kyle
life.
Pitts and Drake London, for all I'm
Whoa!
concerned.
Just decimate the entire. There's your top 2 receivers.
You can find receivers you can find receivers on the side of the road.
Look, I agree with you on that, and I think that was part of the.
They're just
Patriots.
a little bit better than running backs at this point in the NFL.
Catch the ball.
No,
Stephon
Tom
Diggs.
Brady won with Wes Welker for 6-7 times.
Yeah, Wes Welker was underappreciated, as was Edelson.
That's what I'm saying. But like, you can find a
You
Wes
can find
Welker
it.
on the side of the road.
You need a quarterback.
I agree. Yeah, you got to have a
You
quarterback.
either need to decide if you want a quarterback for the next 10 years or 15 years of the organization, or do you want a quarterback for the next 2 years and try to get to the Super Bowl?
The question is, you like the roster. If they got an upgrade at quarterback, can they get to the Super Bowl in this season?
Yes.
You think so? They
Yes.
have a roster to get to the Super Bowl
Yes.
next year.
Yes.
Wow.
Especially getting into the draft and if they go
Free
the way that
agency.
they never go with the
Right.
8th pick and go defense, I think that they're right there. If they get a quarterback and if they go defense in the draft, I think they've got it.
So Fields' contract, he's got one more year, and then he has a 5th-year option available.
That's what I was thinking of.
So it's a fully guaranteed contract. So next season he's going to make base salary is 1.6. So
massively underpaid by NFL standards.
And then let's see.
Rookie contract.
But they haven't been very good either. But I feel like the Bears are going to rebuild. I think they're going to trade him because he's their biggest asset. He's their biggest asset. Do we? Not to get off of the Falcons necessarily. Do we have time? I want to know what's going on with the Hawks.
Let's go Hawks.
Because Trey has a concussion and he's out. They weren't real good with him. How bad are they going to be without him?
I think we need to save the Hawks.
DeJounte Murray has been hitting some game winner daggers as of recently.
Yeah, he has. But all I've been seeing is pictures of Trey in Lakers uniforms.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's for next week.
Let's save that for next week and let's get out of here. What do you think, kids?
Why is it hot in this room or something?
Oh boy. Wait, is that the closer?
So
we
have
some more whistling?
Yes.
We have chimes?
No, it was chimes, now it's whistling.
I was going to say.
Let's start with Los Angeles Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris.
No.
Why is my voice playing back from like
not.
Because I
20
tried
minutes
to
ago?
capture Bogo and we, and like 5 seconds of your voice got in there before he did it.
It's exactly what happened in this show. Off the Rails, our first ever. Hopefully we'll be back next week. I liked it. You like it? I don't know.
It certainly was something.
Hey.
Leave your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah, leave your thoughts down here in the comments. Thanks, Walker.
Do
Thanks,
we have
Seth.
one of those things?
Thanks, Jeff. I'm Bo. This has been Off the Rails. Have a great rest of your
Bye-bye.
week. Bye-bye.
Love it. Great show.
Yay.
Hey, good job, guys. Great show.